Changes in teams, changes in divisions. What hasn't changed? A tight race for the North Division title. We've called in some friends this time to help us, so please obey the law and watch ECHL Week right now.
Hi, welcome to another edition of ECHL Week. This time we come to you from the Cool Insuring Arena in Glens Falls, New York, home of the Adirondack Thunder. It's been a week of big changes, especially in regard to league membership. The ECHL is expanding to Atlantic Canada. The league's Board of Governors has approved an application for St. John's, Newfoundland and Labrador to begin play this October. The team will be owned by Deacon Investments Limited, a group controlled by Dean McDonald. Glenn Stanford, longtime president of the city's American Hockey League franchises and a former Idaho Steelheads executive, will oversee team operations. We spoke with ECHL Commissioner Brian McKenna about the ownership group of the new team.
Once we saw the presentation in terms of the strength of the market, the hockey tradition, the building, and the history that they had in the American Hockey League, I think certainly it opened a lot of eyes around our boardroom table in terms of the potential for the market. You marry that with the ownership, which is Dean McDonald, again, who's a very impressive individual with strong local ties there in St. John's, and then Glenn Stanford, who has a long history of successful operations in the American Hockey League when St. John's was in that league under various affiliations, and putting all that together, I think became an easy decision for our Board of Governors.
St. John's has a successful history as an American Hockey League market, first as the Maple Leafs from the early 1990s through the mid-2000s, and then later with the Ice Caps, a team which was moved to Laval, Quebec after last season. McKenna talks about the league's thinking pertaining to both the geography and future success of the team.
To most of the major markets in the United States, with one stop, you can get there. So, I mean, we've got teams that are very close to places like, Atlanta, Orlando, Jacksonville, Philadelphia, Boston, Detroit, and all of those with one stop, whether it's through Toronto or Montreal, or you can get to St. John's. So I think that sort of worked to overcome the geographical obstacle. The building is a good size for our league. Certainly, we know they've got a strong base of fans there. Having said that, there's a lot of work to be done between now and October. There will be an educational process that has to occur, and we've been through this most recently this year with Worcester, but in prior years with Adirondack, Manchester, Norfolk, in terms of what is this new league, what is the quality of play, who are the affiliates, who are we going to be playing, it's new, a new group of players, a new group of rivals, and an educational process that will have to occur as well. So that will take some time, but again, for the longer term, I think we certainly are bullish on the market.
The 2018-19 divisional alignment is announced. Details when ECHL Week continues.
The ECHL season is here, and ECHL TV is your ticket to all the action. With streaming to your PC, phone, tablet, and now Apple TV, Chromecast, and Amazon Fire TV, you'll never miss a moment of the action. Plus, you can watch up to 4 games at once on PC with Quad View. Watch live or on demand with both home and away commentary. Single game, multi-game, and season passes are available. Visit ECHL.tv to subscribe.
I'm Matt Petgrave of the Brampton Bees, and you can find me on Instagram at matt.petgrave.
Time for a look at news from around the ECHL. As one team enters the league for next season, another one is departing. The Quad City Mallards will end their ECHL run at the end of the regular season. Quad City was one of the former Central Hockey League teams which joined the ECHL prior to 2014-15. This was an extraordinarily difficult decision to reach, and one that I arrived at only after lengthy deliberation and a lot of soul-searching, said team owner Jordan Melville. In the end, it became clear I would no longer be able to make the financial commitment required for the team to continue. Melville took over ownership of the team in 2012 and later guided the team through its transition to the ECHL. Commissioner McKenna.
I think there were a number of factors, and I don't want to speak for Jordan, but certainly he put a lot of time and effort into the Mallards over the years, but he and his family had made the decision, I guess, very recently that they weren't going to continue. Having said that, I think I share the view with Scott Mullen, the building manager there, that would hope that at some point in the future there might be an opportunity to return.
The Mallards will finish out the regular season and close with a home game on Saturday, April 7th against Cincinnati. You may recall that the Maine Mariners will also be starting play in October and that the Colorado Eagles are wrapping up their ECHL tenure prior to move to the AHL next season. With those alterations to the membership, the ECHL's Board of Governors has approved a divisional alignment for 2018-19. The South Division remains the same, but the other three divisions will change to varying degrees. Both Maine and St. John's will be in the North Division, Wheeling moves to the Central, and Kansas City transfers to the Mountain Division. A side note, more than half of the teams in the ECHL have NHL affiliate deals which run through this season, so expect another summer of significant shuffling when it comes to affiliations being established for 2018-19.
It's a great race for the North Division title. We hear from the teams involved next on ECHL Week.
Please, hold.
The running of the bold dogs? Surprising. What's not surprising? How much money Aaliyah saved by switching to Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more.
Watching ECHL Week.
Since we're in Glens Falls, let's take a look at the North Division, a title the Thunder are trying very hard to win. With just over 3 weeks left in the regular season, the top three teams in the division are separated by just 3 points. Let's hear from the leaders, starting with Manchester coach Rich Seeley.
If in playoffs you're going to play in your division, you got to get through your division to get to where you want to be. So we're well aware of that from the opening game. We have a tough division. Lots of quality teams, and everybody's fighting for playoff lives and positioning.
We're fighting for position, and we're fighting to send a message that we're going to be ready for playoffs, and we want all the points we can get going into those.
I think for us, controlling emotions as these games ramp up intensity, maybe what they have earlier in the season, we've got to be able to control our emotions and play within between whistles. Special teams are going to be key, so we're trying to get all those things dialed in as a group.
Every game for us is a Game 7 here the rest of the way. I mean, it's going to be a dogfight to the end, and hopefully we get a ticket to the dance, which is the playoffs, and that's what I preach to the guys every day.
Taps is big on using rest as a weapon, and that's huge because energy levels are limited right now because we've been playing hockey for so long and been playing so many games. So on days off, we use the days to recover and take care of the body.
I think it's a good test all the time to play these teams on a regular basis to see who has to compete and who doesn't have to compete, and when the going gets tough, who's going to be there in the end. And I believe we have the team, we have the goaltending, and the players that want to fight to the end.
Manch, I think, matches up like they're highly skilled, but to me, when we played them this year, they've been great games. With the exception of the games we played right before Christmas where we weren't very good, but I think every other game we played them this year has been real tight checking and gone to a shootout or last 5 minutes. Wheeling's a tough place to play just because of the dimensions of the building and the pace, the game. It's different because they can play the way they want to play in that building. I love going to Adirondack. Like, it's old school. They pack that place. Like, we were up there our last home game. It was standing room only. Like, our guys are jacked up to play.
I've been, in Idaho and Manchester, Quad City, so really I've played against a lot of the teams. So it's one of those things where you're able to see a lot of different shooters, but just being on different teams, it's one of those things where once you're on a good team, you recognize it and you realize there's something special, and I think that's what we have here in Reading.
Hi, I'm Dan Watson of the Toledo Walleye, and you're watching the #1 source for ECHL News, ECHL Week.
We talked about the North Division teams, but let's go to the Western Conference for our highlight game of the week.
To the right point, Pauly, he'll walk the line. His left circle for a one-timer, Anilowski saved, the rebound put in. Jordan Quaz found the rebound between the circles. He was able to backhand it over the glove of Thomas Scholl. A power play goal gives the Mavericks a 1-0 lead.
The goalies have all the pads. I just got out of the way.
There's a shot for the point, save, rebound, score! Brady Broussard has goals in 3 straight as he finishes the rebound and ties the game at 1. Nevins playing it back to the blue line. Hannah has shot was blocked. It's turned the other way. It's a breakaway for Robertson. In on Scholl, a shot, he scores. Didn't get much on it. At the right point, Hannah is able to keep it in. The Steelheads still looking for their first power play opportunity of the game, and more shifts like this might put them in the opportunity to get so. There's a turnover, and but they score! Steve McParland forced the turnover behind the net, and Carlson was looking over the wrong shoulder. McParland ties the game at 2. Corey DeRoche into the Idaho zone from the right wing, tried to center one for Ike, it was broken up, and here come the Steelheads 3-on-1. On the right wing, it's McParland, Yulee driving the net, McParland fires, scores! Steve McParland in overtime! And the Steelheads are 3-2 winners in overtime on back-to-back nights to take a sweep of the Kansas City Mavericks.
That wraps up another edition of ECHL Week from Glens Falls, New York. Thanks for watching. Make sure to follow us on all our social media channels. It's the best way to keep up to date on everything that's going on in the ECHL, especially as we get ready to head into the Kelly Cup playoffs. See you next time.